Chattle! Ha-hoo!
Yaddle Chattle.
Yes, sir! And it's a Star Wars podcast, baby. It's the fastest rising R-rated Quentin Tarantino fan-hosted Star Wars podcast in the state of New Jersey.
Lots of qualifiers there.
We are up to, listen to this, I checked our Spotify rankings, and for that category alone, we are up to 912. We've cracked the top 1,000.
I didn't realize there was over 1,000 Star Wars R-rated
Quentin Tarantino fan-hosted Star Wars podcasts located in the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
Apparently, it's a bigger genre than I expected.
Wow.
We are only at 911 or 12 or whatever I just said. My memory is that of a fly because of all the things going on in my life. But that doesn't mean that we can't crack the top 875 next week.
Okay.
All right, with the way Yaddle Chattle is moving, the way Star Wars is making news,
You know,
man.
it's very strange because, like, I kept thinking, man, like, 6 months into this, and we're going to have to, like, figure something out. But, like, Star Wars keeps making news every week. And it's always, like, something, like, insane.
This is my point. I told you, we don't have to. He's always wanting to convert this into the Watchers. And I said, well, here's the problem. Sean O'Barry, Roy Harder, Chris Pepper Stanley, myself were the Watchers. We were the superheroes of that show. I do understand what you're saying. We can talk some movies, and I think oftentimes we do talk some movies, but this is a Star Wars podcast, Daddy. And the point is, because Star Wars is on fire, and you're right, Star Wars making headlines, all kinds of big headlines, we're going to get into it right now! You almost dared talk over that brilliant fucking hitting of the post? The goddamn #1 fucking morning radio host in the state of New Jersey, East Side Davey Mack of the Morning Rat Race, WRAT 95.9 FM. Hitting the post remarkably, and you tried to talk over those last few beautiful notes of John Williams and the London Orchestra. But don't worry, I know your deal, and I'm going to take care of you, little buddy. Jared is sick, ladies and gentlemen. He has a cold. Is this true?
Yes. If you can't tell by how nasal I sound.
Kind of sound the same. That's why I needed to. Your voice always sounds like shit. You always sound nasally, clogged, confused, quiet, and concerned. That's a lot. You got a lot of those attributes. But that's why we love you. Listen, in case
I would say I'm 3 out of 4 of those things. I would say that the last few months I've been incredibly stuffy.
He's been incredibly stuffy the last few months.
Yes.
All right, so now this is the Jedi Jared health checkup. That's what this is all about. Anything else you want to tell us? How do you sleep in there, Pork Chop? You sleeping good? Is your diet going okay?
I mean,
this is all about your health now. Fuck everything else. Fuck all the big Mandalorian news. Now, can we talk the goddamn Star Wars?
Sure.
All right, listen. We are on fire. You know, we didn't take off any goddamn weeks.
I know, no weeks off.
During this holiday, and that's probably why he's sick like the fucking dog that he is, because we took off no time, and we're even ramping up for more and more projects in 2024. We're excited that you're here. In case you don't know, I'm Darth David. I'm the Sith. I bring the energy, the focus, sometimes the pain, and then sometimes I have to yell at Jared and release the dark side on him. I'm sorry, but it's because he can be a little bit quiet in the voice. And, you know, that makes me fucking furious. But I love him today, and I love the fact that he is here. He's working hard. He's Lou Gehriging it, if that's a verb. You know, you're the Iron Horse. What? 2,100 in a row. Sure, he died of a terrible disease. We don't have to go into the ending. I was talking about the Iron Horse Yankee era. Well, I guess he did die as a Yankee, too. So, and you said you've been sick for how long?
A couple of days.
Uh-oh! Oh, shit.
Well,
let's just find
on Wednesday. So.
Well, let's just find out if, you know, whatever you have is fatal, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now listen, I am going to need you to speak like into there.
The microphone right there.
Well, you should move to the right. You know, this is the thing that we do for the last, I don't know, nearly 85 fucking episodes. So just please, you're sick and quiet today. I want you like that. That's what I want. Anytime you need to look at me on the screen.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, God, I love you.
I've been doing that.
I'm going to try and treat you nicely today. I told you.
I know.
I understand you're sick. But at the same time, I have zero patience for you turning your head to the left or looking at me.
Okay. I
love you.
I got it.
I love you.
I
You're
love
doing
you.
a great job.
Thank you.
He's Jedi Jared. I'm Darth David, but he's Jedi Jared. And he's the good one, I guess. At this point, that's debatable. At first, I think at the beginning of the Yaddle Chattle era, I think a lot of fans would agree with this. You definitely were Jedi Jared in terms of you were definitely the light side of the Force, and I was definitely the Sith. Yelling at you, upset at you quite a bit. I've tried to be kinder to you.
Week after week.
But that doesn't always work out, by the way. There's usually once or twice an episode you infuriate me. I apologize.
Week after week of having to... It's not it's the shit that comes out of the Star Wars universe that sometimes just becomes a slog. Like last week, you did this epic 40-minute rant about the director of the Rey movie.
Well, not just that, but
a lot of the dumb stuff that's come out
what's happening
recently,
right now,
like with the Acolyte not having blasters and bragging about that.
just the state of stuff. That was the jumping off point for the state of Star Wars right now. That was the good old fashioned I can't stand it no more type of deal. I'm not going to take it anymore type of fucking monologue.
And I totally get it. And there was another part of that thing that you didn't even bring up.
Talk to me.
So it was during some panel discussion. I think Meryl Streep was there with that quote that you had got on that rant with. Jon Stewart was moderating the panel.
Yeah.
It was like women in entertainment or something.
Go ahead.
And then she goes, "I love to make men feel uncomfortable."
Oh, that was the same director. I know.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't even see that quote.
Yeah, I said that to you
how insane! If I had seen that quote, it would have been a 2-hour rant.
So
it would have been that would have been the entire episode. Look,
I think
we don't have to go into it right
I
now.
know, but what I'm saying is, and this is what it ties into everything that's come out in the last 48 hours.
100%
is because of the comments that came out last week.
100%. So let's get to it. They've announced the Mandalorian and Grogu will be I believe it's now scheduled to be the first Star Wars film released, since the rise of Skywalker. And of course, it'll be written and directed by Jon Favreau, obviously we know, creator of The Mandalorian. Now, I literally had it on my show prep as well. Is this just PR?
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
100%.
If that's not obvious to you folks, now look, it's still great news, I think, but I was doing some backflips when I first heard it, and I think we should give the whole news story for context, because I'm not necessarily doing as many backflips if the rumors are that they will no longer be doing any Mandalorian TV seasons on Disney Plus.
That's what it sounds like, because our unofficial producer Tom Cody said that.
Actually hard to take.
I thought I said that to you too. But.
So now I'm a little conflicted, folks. I gotta be telling you. It was like I'm an X-Files fan, and I'm a big fan of the X-Files movies. I actually really like them. But for me, nothing compares to the X-Files series.
The show.
Same thing with Twilight Zone. Huge Twilight Zone fan of the black and white ones. And I actually really dig the movie. I think the movie's really cool.
How could you not?
Yeah, it is. But I still prefer the TV episodes.
Yeah.
When the thing about television is that when you have a loyal audience, as The Mandalorian certainly does, right? You spend more hours with that show. You spend more time with a television show than you do a movie. It's as simple as that. And that's why people get so invested and so emotionally attached to their favorite characters. And sometimes that's why you see people just lose their minds on season finales if they don't think that they lived up to the standards. Game of Thrones, Lost, so on and so forth. It's because people have now spent hundreds of hours with these characters and in these worlds that they you know, they are very connected to that space.
It's also the
a
weight.
movie. It's different unless it's a franchise. I would imagine what this means is that little Mando and Grogu might get a few movies.
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
If that's not the case,
They just do
this is a
one-off.
mistake. I hate to say it. This might be a mistake. I don't want to see necessarily just one Mando movie if that's going to cancel the Mandalorian streaming series on Disney+. If in order to get a Mando movie, we get no more Mando episodes on Disney, then I actually don't want the movie. Now, if the plan is you're not going to get any Mando seasons on Disney+, but you're going to get 2, 3, 4, 3 Mando movies, plus he's going to be involved in the Ahsoka Tano world with the Dave Filoni movie. Okay, I can see what you're doing, and really what this is this really is the beginning of their Marvel era. Marvel Phase 1. And that's kind of exciting for Star Wars fans. Let's be honest. Marvel Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, all fucking fantastic. It's only this new phase that everyone fucking hates. So that would really be, or really what it would be is that we've been in we've been in Star Wars Cinematic Universe, so to speak, Phase 1, this entire time, since 2019, since the debut of The Mandalorian. We've been in the Star Wars, sure we have. The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka Tano.
What I'm saying is, I'm not.
That's a 5-year time period where we've lived with those worlds.
No, I get that.
So I'm calling that Star Wars Cinematic Universe Phase 1. Phase 2 would be the movies.
Okay, well,
see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, kinda. So the way I see it is, they can't fire the director for, like I said, she says she likes making men feel uncomfortable. Now, and that went viral, and you were like, this is continuously going viral. When we were discussing all of this, on the show, behind the scenes and stuff like that.
And as you pointed out,
they can't fire her because then that gives more fuel to. That's giving a scalp to the haters or the incels.
They can't fire her now, that's for sure. Because the firing would be looked at as complete fucking panic time, Kathleen Kennedy, fucking director carousel type of bullshit. This woman never knows how to get a project off the ground. Because honestly, you could make a case that the woman never knows how to get a project off the ground. We're going to get into it in a little bit. Well, actually, let's do it right now. But what's your take? What do you want?
Oh, this is a total PR? This is a...
No.
What do I want?
Do you want more... Is the Mandalorian movie
I agree with
ending the Mandalorian streaming series worth it?
No.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I'm feeling.
But...
Because it's a very special show. It's at the end of the... after this news... I literally watched Mandalorian Season 1 yesterday. All of Season 1.
Jesus Christ.
Who's a fucking Star Wars fan? All of it. I watched all of the Mandalorian Season 1. Just a preparation of Yaddle Chattle. Commitment. Show preparation. And I gotta tell you, it was just so much fun. I hadn't watched it since 2019. Now, when it came out, like I always tell you, I always watch these episodes 3 to 5 times each. But I hadn't given it a good look since 2019. And I'm telling you, I had a fucking blast. This show is tremendous. And let's be honest, you get that on a weekly basis, 8 episodes, that's 2 months of your life that they're giving you fresh Star Wars. It's a wonderful reward.
Yeah, well, the problem that they have now is it's
no good movie ideas because the sequel trilogy fucked them in the ass.
It's not that. They could have said, okay, we're gonna do the Mangold movie, then the Rey movie. So any kind of movement, like with the 3 films that they announced at Celebration, would look bad, right? They said that they were gonna put 2 movies out now 6 months apart because of.
The strikes. That decision made no sense. As soon as they said that, they're saying you're going to repeat the exact same mistake you did with The Last Jedi and Solo. You've learned nothing. The problem with Star Wars, Marvel, Disney right now is the failure to learn from mistakes.
Well, no, they are.
People don't mind you making the occasional mistake if you fucking learn from it and then use it to propel you to make great shit moving forward.
Well,
but yet they repeat the same shit all the time.
Like I said, they can't fire the director because it's like then they're capitulating. She's pissed off the internet. She's alienated half of the viewing audience by saying you like to make half of them feel uncomfortable.
I don't want to spend too much time on her, because as you pointed out, it was 40 minutes. But
but let me just finish.
Go ahead, finish.
They have to be like, okay, where do we have the most goodwill? And we need to make money because it's been a rough year for Disney overall.
Yeah, they have it with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni because Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni don't do tricks as far as we know. Now, look, there's the Jack Black Lizzo episode. All right, Favreau went down that hole. Hopefully that fucking shit never happens again. All right, but the point is...
I still don't care. Like it.
No, I don't care either because I told you, in my opinion, those characters were high in the episode. You saw them literally fucking doing a drug. But let's not get fucking too tangential here. Let's stay focused. No,
I understand that.
We're staying focused on The Mandalorian and Grogu. So that's the name of the movie. Do you like that title?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So what they're doing right here is they're saying we need $1 billion winner. We need a winner. What do we have that's a winner?
But here's the thing. They're really going to put that much pressure on The Mandalorian and Grogu because $1 billion...
I mean, Jon Favreau delivers.
No, I know.
When has he not delivered?
But TV series that become movies, it's hard to envision them becoming $1 billion property when there's always an element, there's always a percentage of your audience who says, I liked the show, I don't want to see the movie. Or, hey, I get the show on my TV on Disney app, I'm not going to the movie theater for this. And listen, while most people are really excited, and I am excited, not every Star Wars fan was excited. I've checked the internet. I've done the fucking the scouring of the social media. There are some people who are concerned about turning this into a feature-length film and even ask the question why, when the series is pretty much perfect, save a couple of strange episodes in season 3. It's a wonderful, magical, nearly perfect series.
I think someone, either Dave or Kathleen, went to Jon and was like, hey, you've already got season 4 written. Remember, we talked about this at the beginning of season 3. Favreau was writing season 4
right
while they were shooting season 3. They're like, hey, how much of this could make a movie? Favreau, goes through all his scripts. He picks all the key plot points and he goes, well, how long a movie? If it's a 2-hour plus movie, right? We're getting about half a season.
That's right. That's right. Listen, this is a little bit more of a risk than they realize. And
but they
have to knock it out of the park.
They have someone that has a great track record.
He's trustworthy. Favreau's trustworthy, and this is probably a smart decision at the end of the day. I agree. It's not as much of a slam dunk as some of the Star Wars fans online would have you believe.
Because
it's not as much of a slam dunk. I'm excited, but at the same time, when I heard about... Because even the X-Files, they still kept doing the TV show after that. The first movie came out. And so I was like, this means we're not going to get any Mandalorian seasons?
No.
And we had heard Jon Favreau say he could...
do this forever.
I
think they're going to wait to see the success of this film, right? And, in reality, all this means is more money for him.
Yeah.
To do more fun and exciting things.
Make it look even bigger. And just like we said, the one thing I cannot criticize of anything, I think it's for Star Wars fans dishonest to, would be any of the visuals for season 3. They were the most cinematic of the Mandalorian. Yes. Especially those last 2 episodes were absolutely big time movie quality.
So
big time.
I have 100% faith that Jon Favreau will deliver on a great product. It's what comes out after. Now you get the fans back in, you regain their trust. You've got to deliver on the Rey film. You like.
So here's my question for you.
It doesn't matter how great this. If this film does great, awesome. They'll make $2 billion at the box office. It'll regain everyone's faith in Star Wars, in Kathleen, in Bob Iger, and all of these people. It'll make all the investors happy. And Disney stock will shoot up, and all that stuff that they want. People will buy the toys. They'll buy all the merchandise because that's where you make all the money anyway.
Fair enough. Let me say this point. The Rey movie, a couple things. Hey, first of all, I want to talk, for some reason this news popped up, and can I just say a little trend? This is just a little personal aside. I'm sick and tired of people lying on social media. Okay, yes, that's a very general, vague statement. Let me be specific. Someone tweeted out, all of the hate that Daisy Riddley got for the sequel trilogy is undeserved. This post is for all the Star Wars fans who support Daisy Riddley. I hate posts like that.
That is just someone who wants to go viral.
Right. I hate the obvious fucking viral fucking grab. And I see more and more of that shit. And I'm seeing more and more of it, though, from journalists. And from blogs that actually have a little cachet. And from people who have influence. And from, like, actual film writers and film journalists and film bloggers.
And that's why, kids, I'm not on Twitter.
It's totally fabricated, fictional bullshit that they themselves are making up in order to look like heroes. Stop the fucking disingenuous bullshit like that. No one said the sequel trilogy sucked because of Daisy Ridley. No one. You fucking liar. And this is not the first time I've had to fucking point this out to people. I fucking had to, it's like I have to constantly go on fucking Twitter and say, nope, no one did that. Nope, no one said that. Nope, you're wrong. Nope, you're a fucking liar. No, you're a liar. But the sad thing is, you get hundreds of fucking replies in these stupid fucking tweets that people buy into the shit. And they're like, thank you for saying what needs to be said. Also, the sequel trilogy's the best. The fucking liar whipped up a bunch of people. No one, whether you like the sequel trilogy, whether you fucking hate it, no one, not one person that I know, seriously,
well, Dave,
not one person in the media, no one said that the sequel trilogy is sucked because of Daisy Ridley, and no one gave shit to Daisy Ridley being a bad actress. No one said that. Hold on, I'm on a fucking roll, brother. Maybe, you stupid fucking idiot liar, maybe people had a problem with Rey and how her character was developed.
Yes.
And potentially, it was a fucking cop-out that made no sense when Rian Johnson said she came from no one. He bailed out on what J.J. Abrams had set up. He clearly set up that she was someone important in Episode 7. Stop it! Stop playing the games! Stop fucking lying! J.J. Abrams set up in Episode 7 that she was clearly someone important. Fucking Maz Kanata says to Han Solo, who's the girl? And he looks at her like, I know who she is, but I can't tell you right now. He knew who the girl was. We know that this was someone. And Rian Johnson fucked up the sequel trilogy by not going with the bit. By not going with the flow. By fucking deciding everything that J.J. Abrams did, I don't know, was bullshit. And decided to flush it on the toilet and go into business for himself. Which is why then the sequel trilogy became choppy, uneven, up and down, all the fuck over the place. Because the fucking J.J. Abrams gave the guy the baton and the guy just fucking took the baton and then bashed J.J. Abrams over the head with it. And killed him right there on the track. He just fucking boom, boom,
You're using the wrong analogy. He took the baton and threw it over his head.
He took the analogy and dismissively went, nah. All the stuff that you did in Episode 7, I'm going to disregard and go into business for myself. You can't get upset at the people who don't like the sequel trilogy for simply observing that is in fact what happened. But no one is blaming Daisy Riddley or thinks she's a bad actress.
Okay.
Stop the disingenuous bullshit. And honestly, stop that fucking bullshit on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, where just because you want to make a point, maybe you're a Daisy Riddley fan. So then make your point. Say, hey, I like Daisy Riddley. Not, I can't believe Daisy Riddley's getting bashed by anyone. She's not getting bashed by anyone, you fucking liar. Go ahead now.
It could have been either one of two things that...
I was coming in here happy today.
I know.
You set me off.
I did not set you off.
I was desperate to...
Let me... You may have fallen into a tarp. It was a tarp. A trap, sorry. That's an inside joke with my wife and I. No, here's the thing.
It's an inside joke with your wife and you.
Yeah, it's a tarp. It's a trap.
Okay, we're doing a show for people, not for your fucking wife. I love her.
Can I just finish my point, please? Thank you. So, it may have been someone trying to go viral, or it could be a hired PR stunt.
No, this is honestly a new technique of people who like something but don't have the balls to just say, hey, I really love Daisy Ridley's performance. So they have no fucking balls, no courage. So instead they go, all the bashing of Daisy Ridley is totally unfair.
No one's ever done that.
And no one does it. But it's not, but this method is what I'm saying. I've seen this a lot. I've seen this method being used for Marvel. Twitter. Oh yeah. People are doing this more and more and more. I'll tell you something off the air where I called someone out on, because I'm calling people out on it. And a friend of ours had to say, hey, she's a friend of mine.
Oh, God.
And I called her a liar.
Okay.
Off the air, I'll have to tell you.
Okay,
There's
fine.
a little scandal.
Got it. So...
But I mean, this is what people are doing. It's bullshit.
But, in fairness, I know that she's... the person who's taken the most shit over their performance was Kelly Marie Tran with Rose. And again, that was Rian Johnson.
It was a bad character and bad writing.
Yeah,
and don't blame people for if they didn't like Rose. I, for one, did not mind. I told people this. I did not mind the Rose and Finn on Canto Bight. I actually found it to be fun. Spielberg-esque. I'm one of the few. See, I can be honest and say I actually like the Canto Bight sequence. Again, because I've always fantasized about what would a Steven Spielberg Star Wars movie look like. And the Canto Bight sequence for me, feels like if Spielberg filmed Star Wars, and that's why I enjoy it. But at the same time, yeah, I get what your point is. The character of Rose was a little bit it was a little corny, that's all. And people point that out, and then it's everyone's the worst. Now, of course, the people who said fucking, racist shit or bigoted shit, obviously, those people suck ass and should fucking all be thrown into a volcano. We believe that, by the way. We do. But we also don't believe in, a failure to criticize poorly developed characters just because they may look different than us. The world's falling into a trap of you're not allowed to criticize anybody that is different from you. Well, that's bullshit. I'm going to criticize anyone. If someone's an asshole, I'm going to call them an asshole, no matter who they are or what they fucking look like. Period. Never going to change. I'm never going to not call someone a fucking dick-headed fucking asshole. And Kathleen Kennedy sometimes acts like an asshole. And the point is, with this news, should we just give up on the Rey movie? Should Kathleen Kennedy say, you know what? We're going to rethink about this. I know what you're saying. You're saying she can't change directors. I agree.
Oh, no.
So pull the plug on the whole project.
No.
The movie sounds stupid.
No. I'll tell you what you do. You make Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau executive producers. And you make You make sure that they're on set.
No, they have to write it. Say fuck everyone else.
If Dave Filoni's chief creative officer, he could go back, look at the script, and be like, give notes. That's what studio executives always fucking do. They give notes. It's just fortunately the one guy you always hear that you never want to hear executive give notes on a script, right? But fortunately, Dave Filoni is the heir to George Lucas. You want notes from Dave Filoni because it's only going to make it better.
I don't want to harp on this topic for too, on this angle for too long because, again, covered it a lot last week, okay?
And
it was fight about it, but no, I'm talking about myself.
Okay.
But this is the point. You got to concentrate on giving us Star
Quality.
Wars, and all of your 100% of your announcements need to be Star Wars, and that's what this was. So that's why you got a good reception. When you had the woman who yet again say, well, it's going to be female centric, and it's going to be all of this stuff, and I like to make men feel uncomfortable. Okay, you're alienating now people. You're alienating way more fucking people than you're appealing to. Get your fucking heads on straight. Look yourselves in the mirror. See it for what it is. People need to hear about good Star Wars. And quite frankly, social issues are important in life. People should be getting equal treatment and freedom across the board. That is my belief. But with properties like Star Wars and Marvel, at this point, it's fucking hacky and played out. It is unoriginal. If you don't want to look at it at anything else, if you're just simply a fucking company who cares or doesn't care about these issues, recognize the fact. Look at what the Marvels did box office-wise. That's the Rey film in your future, motherfucker. If you don't make some serious adjustments, you're going to have another colossal bomb like the Marvels, which pushed Disney in the fucking shithole.
You know?
It's played out. The whole thing of, it's just... the lady needs the fucking, the woman needs... I want women in Star Wars. Don't be... I'm a fucking man.
No.
Give me a break. I love Leia.
Do you know what it is?
But it's played out. It's thing. And it's, I'm going to have a female because I'm a woman. And by the way, one thing that I didn't talk about last week, so now you got me fired up about this fucking bitch.
Jesus Christ.
Her disrespect to Kathleen Kennedy we talked about. Did we talk about the fact that she totally shat all over Deborah Chow and Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yes, and Marshall Lucas and Lee Brackett, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm watching the Mando, and I'm going, all of the Bryce Dallas Howard episodes look the best. They actually look the most cinematic. Even when her episodes, they don't give her the great content. I almost feel like they give Bryce Dallas Howard the more challenging episodes because she's such a great visual director. Because going back and watching that, episode 4 of season 1 where he goes in a nice little village. Remember him and Grogu go in that village?
That's where they meet, what's-her-face,
There's a lady there, and the dog guys try to take over the village. They're fishermen, remember?
Yeah, they're his version of Seven Samurai.
Yeah, right. ATST's there. So, content-wise, it's fun. I still liked it. Like I said, I just watched the whole entire season 1 yesterday. It was great. But is it the most important episode? No, I don't think so. It's not the most important episode. I would, some people would call it filler, but I don't think so, because especially in season 1, every moment that Grogu and the Mando spent together, their relationship evolved and progressed. So it was emotionally, character-wise, it wasn't necessarily filler. But nevertheless, visually, that episode is tremendous.
Yes.
The ATST fucking shit, that battle scene at the end, combined with episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett, That was a Bryce Dallas Howard episode, which is one of my favorite episodes of all time. And so that's why people are pissed off. Because these people say shit like, it's time a woman shapes the fucking Star Wars galaxy. You just shat over Bryce Dallas Howard and Deborah Chow. Because those two women are directing Star Wars fucking shits right now. They're directing and shaping Star Wars stories. You're egocentric, self-absorbed asshole.
Okay.
But I don't want to go into it.
No, we should.
Mando. Final thoughts.
I just hope there's more than one movie.
There has to be. Otherwise, they're fucking me up. I am telling you right now, if it's only going to be one movie, don't do this. Don't. Give us a season 4. And fuck this.
They've already announced it, so they're going to fucking...
They've announced it, and everyone's happy. And then the next day later, they're like, "Oh yeah, this also means probably no more Mandalorian seasons."
Oh no, they said that. They made that announcement.
What do you mean they made an announcement?
Yeah, I sent you the email. Tom Cody sent us the email.
I got multiple emails.
I know. It's just the last one I sent. I'll bring.
All right. As you find it, I'm going to talk about the other announcement that was sent. And yes, Tom Cody sent us some fantastic news. Let's see.
Let's see here.
Well, read it. Did you read the whole thing? Or you just read the headline?
Yeah. This could be. There could be sad news for Disney fans, arguably of the best show on Disney Plus. It seems like we won't be getting the Mandalorian season 4.
It seems, Jared. That is not a fucking announcement. It seems it's not an announcement, you asshole. You're just like Kathleen Kennedy and that fucking asshole woman director of the Rey movie. Right. It seems.
Right.
So they have not made that fucking announcement because it seems. So let me ask you a question. Tom Cody sends you the email. You don't read the article? You're just a headline guy, huh?
I trust Tom.
It is exactly what's wrong with American society right now. We have a bunch of headline-reading doofuses who don't go in and actually do the fucking reading, aren't educated, and then spout their fucking bullshit.
You finished?
Now, the other announcement, Ahsoka Season 2 has officially been announced. We'll begin production this year. No surprise there, right?
I mean, when you're the chief creative officer,
you're just rubber stamping your own shit, basically.
Of course. I mean, it was the. I mean, would you say that Ahsoka was better than Mando Season 3?
I'll say it ended better. I loved episodes 5 through 8. And I loved Mando episodes 7 and 8. But I told you, it's not actually the Jack Black Lizzo episode. I told you, I wasn't crazy about the episode where the monster kidnapped the little Mando kid. I thought, wow, this is kind of weak. Because like that was like a little mini adventure for the first, minute of a Mando episode, not the entire episode.
We call that filler.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the episode to me. Not Lizzo and Jack Black. The dragon stealing the kid. It was,
I thought that could have been a filler episode too. But that's what they say. They're like, how many filler episodes you got, John, for season 4? And he goes, I got maybe like 2 this season. Like, could you cut those out or limit it down to like maybe 5 minutes? And he's like, yeah, sure. Movie it is.
I mean, it's interesting. Here's the one thing. Let's look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. We just mentioned Deborah Chow. And I love the series. But obviously, we've talked a bunch of times about the Patterson cut.
Yeah, we literally said it would have been a much better film than a series.
And the Patterson cut makes it better.
Yes.
I still like the show. I like the series. But there was extraneous stuff, and, that really, they lost focus sometimes. The whole show needed to just be Obi-Wan and Anakin. Let's be honest. You got 2 of the greatest, most iconic characters, not just in Star Wars, in movie history. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. They are iconic Hollywood legends, not just Star Wars legends. Just focus on them. We didn't need all the focus on everybody else. And that's not any one specific character. That's everyone whose name is not Obi-Wan and Vader. All got a little too much screen time. But everything Obi-Wan and Vader is absolutely fantastic. And I thought Deborah Chow did a great job.
Oh, yeah, she did a fantastic job.
And maybe had they allowed Deborah Chow to make a movie of Obi-Wan, then maybe, we'd be, everyone would be really happy about that. So, okay, I can see your point that, but it also seems like after Favreau said he could do this forever, it seemed like he'd be willing to fucking crank out Mando seasons. And I'm like,
maybe we'll just get Mando movies. This is a perfect
show. You got the Mando, you got the kid, they go on adventures. It's fucking fun.
It's usually strange how, you'll have a television show or a movie, like a big movie, and then it'll turn into a television show. MASH.
MASH is the best example.
Stargate SG-1 aired for like 10 years. What are some other big movies
I don't know. But go. Oh, Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that was a movie.
I
that
mean,
they turned into
actually, the
television.
TV show probably was bigger than the
than-
film. I actually love the movie, and I did watch the first season, but then the quarterback got paralyzed. I'm like, this is fucking depressing as shit. I'm out. I want the fucking quarterback drinking beer, hooking up with ladies, fucking driving his car too fast. I mean, doing fucking shit, maybe bullying some fucking little brat, some little freshman asshole, and then fucking throwing 9 touchdowns and fucking winning the game and fucking causing all fucking havoc in the goddamn little town that he grew up in after he wins. Not, play 1 of the first goddamn season and getting paralyzed. And here I am going, and now I gotta watch a fucking show that actually resembles Born on the 4th of July over here. It's like I'm watching fucking Ron Kovic wheel himself around. It's like, Jesus Christ, okay?
You just got to be careful. You got to be very careful.
That's a good lesson in life.
Well,
Cross the street, but always look both ways.
No one does that anymore, by the way.
Wait 45 minutes to swim after you eat.
I think that's a myth.
That's not a myth. That's how my fucking dad died. He fucking had a jelly donut and went into took a swim in the pool and drowned. 4 minutes later.
Okay.
Dark. Strange.
dark,
Strange,
yeah,
dark.
okay.
Rest in peace, Poppy. My father has passed on, by the way. That's why he's thinking. But no, he would appreciate that joke. So would my mom.
I'm sure.
I know my mom would. My mom one time told
Does your dad
me,
really love jelly donuts?
this is
or
where I
something?
get the Sith humor from.
Got it.
My mom, I can't say the name, but there was a family who lived in Spring Lake on our block, and the mom had, I hate to say it, but almost a what's eating Gilbert great weight problem.
Okay.
And she did unfortunately pass away, and the kid was a classmate of mine. So he was sad, and I'm like, oh man, what happened? So I asked my mom, said, what happened to her? Why'd she die? Because it was really the first discussion I ever had about life and death. Because here's my mom. She was, I don't know, in her late 40s, early 40s, whatever the fuck it was. And I couldn't imagine her dying. So I said, why'd she die? Without skipping a beat, not to make the little kid having an existential crisis about life and death and heaven and hell. She just said, because of the weight problem, she said, she ate too many hamburgers and exploded.
Oh, fucking shit.
She said, quote, she ate too many hamburgers and exploded.
That's hilarious.
Close quote.
That's fucking great.
I fucking told this. I brought this story up recently. I had to.
No, not to the kid. Okay, never mind.
No!
Okay.
I brought it up at fun Thanksgiving, Christmas conversation.
And
she denied the
it.
fuck out of this. Dude, that shit is burned into a fucking 7-year-old's brain. Okay? She said that to me. I was about 6 or 7. It might have been 6. But at the oldest, 7 years old. And I couldn't, first of all, I thought, oh my God, I will never have more than 2 hamburgers ever again for the rest of my life. Because I liked McDonald's and Burger King at the time. But never go for 3 burgers.
Oh my God.
I don't want to fucking explode.
That's hilarious.
It was hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, now you know what happened to me, don't you?
Yes.
See, I didn't have Padme for a mother. I had fucking Ventress, essentially.
That's great timing, though.
What?
The comedic timing that you're having this like serious moment about life and death. And
She ate too many hamburgers and blew up. No, and exploded. That was it. And exploded. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the fucking comment. And I believed it for a long, long time.
that you could explode from eating too many hamburgers.
You're a fucking 7-year-old. At least I thought, okay, she was fat. Like if a fat person keeps eating and they don't stop themselves, they'll blow up.
I could see
Just
that.
like the Death Star. Now, all right, fair enough.
I think that, I'm really excited about this. I think we all knew it was going to come. It was just a matter of them dotting the T's and crossing the I's because everyone talked about how great the series was, that it was a little slow in the beginning, but as you said, episodes 5 through 8 really the series just picked up. It was like a whole other different series.
Right. All right, do you want to do all the directors really quickly who almost made Star Wars movies?
Sure.
This is just quickly pointing out, again, some of this is just fun, though. And then some of this is Kathleen Kennedy mistakes and weirdness. Let's do the fun stuff first, shall we?
Okay.
David Lynch, Return of the Jedi. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yes. That was a very known thing.
And that's the word on the street is that's why he made Dune.
Dude, I still love that movie.
The David Lynch version?
Yeah.
I
know
do too.
It's like really awful, but I love it.
It's fun to watch when you're high.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
And we live in New Jersey and marijuana's legal, folks, so don't judge us.
I remember watching that for the first time.
But when you're smoking up a little bit and you put on David Lynch's Dune, it's fun. But you can also put on the Dune Now, and that's actually a good movie to smoke to, too.
It was like 5 a.m. I got up, I turned the TV on, I was like half asleep, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I couldn't stop watching it.
I know. Fantastic. David Cronenberg, Return of the Jedi.
I didn't know that.
Director of The Fly.
That would have been very weird. He's a
very weird, but also I could see it.
I mean, he didn't have anything to do with the script, so it's just like basically
Scanners. Do you ever see that?
No.
Have you ever seen some of the early Cronenberg films?
I've seen
like
The
that?
Fly, and I've seen parts of Videodrome. He's a very weird fellow.
Parts.
It's
Watch. What do you mean? It's shit. Here we go.
Am I really pissing you off with the
Yes!
Cronenberg stuff?
Videodrome and Scanners are two of my favorites. They're so great, fucked up movies.
I know, he's very
but
fucked up.
not fucked up just for the sake of being fucked up. His movies are also awesome.
It's a lot of social comedy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like him?
I'm not knocking him. I just haven't seen enough of it.
Watch Videodrome
And
Scanners. Immediate homework for Jared, for all Yaddle heads who have not seen Videodrome or Scanners by David Cronenberg. Fucked up but awesome movies. Could I have seen him doing Jedi? 100%. Shit, The Fly? He would have been perfect doing Jabba's Palace stuff with grossing out fucking creatures and all this kind of thing. Spielberg, as we all know, we don't need to do that. But this, by the way, this is an article from Den of Geek. Give them credit here. Den of Geek is the one who did that. But here's one that I think I may have heard, but then again, I may not have heard, or I may have forgotten. Robert Zemeckis, tapped by George for the prequel, for one of the prequel movies.
That would have been great.
Right?
Yeah, I could totally see him do that. He's friends with Steven.
Late 90s, early 2000s, Robert Zemeckis. Who's hotter than him between Gump and Castaway? I mean, the guy, everything he was doing was
but
good.
he was also, he's become all about that CGI stuff.
Oh, I'm not saying that. Of course. He fucking Back to the Future. Hello.
No,
they worked with ILM.
No, I even say that. I'm saying, like, everything that he's done since in the 2000s, he did the Polar Express. He did the Christmas Express. I think that was like a sequel.
You're
and
talking
then he did
about
Beowulf.
the animation shit, the computer animation shit. Yes, but he's always had a relationship with ILM going back to the Future.
Yeah,
of course. And Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Forrest Gump did all the, ILM did all the Forrest Gump technology. Not just with the lips, but with the ping pong ball and shit like that. David Fincher, The Force Awakens. And then Den of Geek is saying that he turned it down because he was intimidated. But then she said...
Really? He turned it down after Alien 3?
Then she came back to him after Trevorrow bounced and came back to him for episode 9.
And he said no.
And he said
that.
no. Yeah. He said, no fucking way am I joining that shit show now. What am I going to do? So I get put in the fucking, the directors that everyone hates? Just alongside Johnson and Abrams? No thanks. Matthew Vaughn, The Force Awakens.
Oh, he would have been perfect.
The director of Kick-Ass and Kingsman.
Oh, yeah. He's a Guy Ritchie shoot-off. I love all his movies. He's great. He would have been perfect for Star Wars film.
Okay. Kick-Ass was a good movie. I haven't seen Kingsman.
Oh, I've seen all 3.
Kingsman's are good?
Oh, they're great.
Talk to me about what are they about real quick.
It's like a private...
It's not Kingsman Chattle, but I want to hear it in 3 sentences or less, beginning right now.
It's a comedic, privatized version of James Bond.
That was 1 sentence. And who is the main character?
So in the first one, it's actually...
actor, like, who's the actor?
Taron Egerton. I'm pronouncing his name wrong. The guy played Elton John.
Fucking Elton John? What?
Yeah, he played Elton John.
I didn't see no fucking Elton John movie. I wasn't even aware that there was an Elton John movie.
Yeah, it was called Rocket Man.
Yeah, what else is going to be called?
He's an English
I
actor.
fucking sucked the queen's clit off.
You would like the Kingsman series.
Brad Bird, The Force Awakens.
Oh, he would have been perfect too.
Brad Bird is known for The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. I believe the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is one of those ones that I really like.
Yeah.
As I'm a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, with a special love for actually the later Mission Impossible movies. I think the last 3 or 4 have all been awesome.
I haven't seen the latest.
They're
one.
real good.
I like them all. But
me too.
Brad Bird also directed The Simpsons during the Conan era.
He did.
Yes.
We know this one. Colin Trevorrow, Jurassic World.
Yes.
He stepped away from episode 9 because unfortunately Carrie Fisher died.
And he wanted to work with her.
They still said he was keen on at least telling a Princess Leia story, and they weren't sure what to do. And he's like, you know what, you guys suck. I'm out of here.
Is that was at the point where Meryl Streep was like, I'll play her. He's like, I was best friends with Carrie. I'll do it.
Damn. Maybe looking back on it, they should have done that because, quite frankly, I will never forgive them for fucking having Princess Leia die alone and putting a fucking tarp on her.
Take a dirt nap.
I'm never gonna get over. I obviously this is legit Star Wars trauma, and this is what the fucking assholes who don't understand fans who have supported this franchise for 40 years. They don't get that. Oh, I don't know. I don't want my favorite character to just have a tarp put over her and shoved in the corner. Like she's a fucking bag of mulch that you're gonna take to the dumps after you finish cutting the grass.
I mean, they could have easily
fucking assholes.
They should have made. They didn't use her at all in The Last Jedi. That's like
why didn't they Force Ghost her?
It's not even Force Ghost. It's in The Last Jedi.
They could have killed her in The Last Jedi or killed her at the beginning of episode 9 and fucking done the fucking thing where she's talking to Rey, but then Force Ghost that shit. Come on, man!
Well, they ended up doing that.
No, they didn't.
That's at the end of the Rise of
I'm not talking the end. I'm talking she could have trained Rey as a Force Ghost. Zack Snyder, we talked about this last week ad nauseum. We're actually happy about that one.
Best decision.
Josh Trank, another failed director. Is he even making movies anymore, or has he totally been banned from Hollywood?
I think he's trying to make a comeback.
How so?
I don't remember.
That's amazing. You're such a bad, an irresponsible artist that you're fucking doing drugs constantly on a film set that you're the director of, and you get another shot at a movie. This is where I always think that the fucking game is rigged. That people can't advance. I'm obviously the most brilliant fucking content creator in terms of podcasts of all time. I should be on every single network. Like from ESPN to Disney to National Geographic to NBC to the Sci-Fi Channel to HBO. I should have shows on all of those channels. Every single one. Their loss. Stephen Daldry was going to do Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. He is the director of Incredibly Loud and Incredibly Close and The Hours. See any of those?
No. The one Incredibly Loud and Incredibly Close, that's the 9/11 movie with Tom Hanks.
All right. I wanted to see that. Haven't yet, though. Benioff and Weiss. It was apparently the Mangold movie was their idea, so I guess they fucking pitched it, and then what happened was the Game of Thrones finale happened. Everyone turned on them. They kept their fucking Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm kept their idea and fucking chopped their heads off. Wow, ruthless business. Because that is what happened.
Where did they go?
They just did an interview where they said they were the ones to pitch it to Kathleen Kennedy, origins of the Force, origins of the Jedi, origins of the lightsaber, origins of the Sith. Game of Thrones finale happened. Bye-bye. So if I were them, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off. Especially if that was their idea.
Unless they get some kind of credit where it's
I'm sure they will get a story. I'm sure they will. I mean, they would have to, dude. They would have to.
Yeah, they kind of fell off.
Because if they don't fucking get even story by Benioff and Weiss, then they have shitty representation. Lawyers and agents. And then...
That really fucked their career up, that ending.
Yeah, haven't seen them since.
That's why he won't put out the other books. Because he knows that no one will read his shit anymore.
Who? George R.R. Martin?
Yeah, he refuses to write the last book.
Oh, is that the truth?
Yeah. He's used excuses like I've made too much money. I have no incentive to do it now.
He should just fucking write the final. He should just write the final season of Game of Thrones and put it as a book.
No, I think that he did. He gave them the outline, and that's the ending of the book, or similar to the ending of the book.
I
and
never
he saw the
understood
reception, and he was like, "Well, I'm not doing
out.
that.
I'm out." Well, here's the problem: if your show is good, like really good, that people really, really love. I said this with Lost, and I said it with Game of Thrones, and I just kind of said it today. If you spend 100 hours with these shows, there's almost no way to wrap it up in a satisfying way with one episode of a season finale. And I still don't understand the Game of Thrones final season hate. That's another thing that I've gone back and begun to watch. So I'm on season 1 of Game of Thrones.
We've had this conversation.
He's fucking dropping hints all the time that Daenerys is going to go crazy. All the time. All the time. He's saying, watch out for this woman. She's a beautiful blonde lady and we like her. She will go crazy. This is what Targaryens do. They go nuts, but this is not Game of Thrones channel.
No, I understand that. But that's more of a story structure, that there's a difference between how you end a book and a novel series versus how you end a television show.
I'm saying the show shows Daenerys Targaryen is going to go bad from season 1 because I'm watching it. They are sprinkling it all around.
Okay, I get
Don't
that.
trust her. By the end, she's a Targaryen. They're literally saying this. Fucking Game of Thrones fans forgot this shit. And then they fucking went ballistic. And I'm like, hey, assholes, you're the ones who are wrong.
I think that the whole point of that was that you have a choice. Like Jon Snow, he's got a choice. You know, he's always making decisions.
So she didn't fucking get the choice. She went crazy. It was set up.
You also
Guillermo del Toro, Jabba the Hutt.
We've talked about that, yeah. Patty Jenkins, Rogue One.
Russo brothers. Now that's interesting. They're the guys behind Infinity Wars and Endgames.
Yeah, and the 2 Captain America movies, the Winter Soldier and Civil War.
I would be then highly interested in those 2. I love Infinity Wars and Endgames. I still watch those movies to this day, mainly because a lot of new Marvel movies do suck. And those movies are spectacular. Just satisfying in every fucking way. I love both of them so much. That's it. So what do you think about that?
It's crazy.
You're crazy.
No, I
Crazy for feeling only.
I kind of feel like Spielberg.
I'm crazy for loving you. Name the singer, please.
Was it Patsy Cline?
Okay, but who was I doing?
Willie Nelson?
Give Jared 150 points. He named Patsy Cline, the actual originator of that song, but I was doing the Willie Nelson version.
Well, no, he wrote the song.
Yes, but he also fucking performed.
Yeah.
Crazy himself.
Yeah.
I was doing the version that he sings on, is my point. I'm trying to... You're quibbling after getting points. Minus 200. You can kiss those fucking points goodbye. Minus 200 points.
Oh, we got points.
Joe Dallas.
We got points. And I got another email from Tom I got to read. So
Well,
I'll do the points.
Do the points fast. I mean, we're not...
Okay. 8th place, Ryan Block with 5,000 points. 7th place, Justin Wurst with 5,001 points. 6th place, Kevin Flynn with 284,201 points.
Excellent, Kevin.
5th place, Joe Dallas, 351,000.
Joe makes top 5.
884.
Excellent.
Me in 4th place with 450,993 points.
Should probably be a few points lower. Go ahead.
3rd place, Sith Stanley with 543,000 points even.
My evil offspring, Sith Stanley.
2nd place, Tom Cody with 600,706.
Yes.
And then Darth David with 1,632,355.
Excellent all around. Thank you for the point calculations, Joe Dallas. We do keep points here on Yaddle Chattle. I want everyone on that list to get an additional 2,000 points. I also want, except Jared, who gets minus 1,000. After I tried awarding him points with that Patsy Cline Willie Nelson controversy, and yet he started to argue with me for some reason, though I was giving him the points.
Okay. I have another email from Mr. Tom.
Well, okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
He goes, well, I'm grateful for 350,000 points. This is from a while ago. Plus an additional 5,000 points. Since this is the holiday, I must insist that Jared get another 750,000 points.
750,000 points?
Yes. But he also wants to award you 500,000 points. And then...
All right, fair enough. Listen, at some point, though, you're sick, and I think that some of the new listeners think we're just fucking speaking gibberish. So let's move on. That's what I'm trying to do.
I tried.
Yeah, you're Dayquil and NyQuil, but I love the point system, and I invented the point system, so of course. And I love that Joe Dallas is keeping track for us. Dallas, give yourself another 100 points. Tom, we'll go with that. Joe Dallas, give Jared... No, 700,000 for no. Especially
he's giving his.
Especially after the last 120 seconds. You don't get 700,000. Give Jared for the holidays 50,000 points. All right? Is that fair? All right. Adam Driver says, Star Wars was way more exhausting for me. I made it more exhausting than it should have been. I hadn't figured out the momentum on a set that big before. Meanwhile, Daisy Riddley says, after screening of the first film, I told myself that I was shit, that I was really worthless, cried my eyes out thinking I was the worst thing that ever happened. I never saw myself in a leading role. It's so weird to hear now some of the sequel trilogy folks talking about their experiences.
Yeah.
This is neither good nor bad. I'm not being critical of either Adam Driver or Daisy Riddley, who I keep pointing out time and time again. They're all great actors. John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, all the young cast was sensational. But it's strange to me. As for Daisy Ridley's comment of I thought I was shit, I had never seen myself in a leading role. I don't know. Some of this feels a little planned. Some of this feels a little bit sympathy. Get off our backs for this fucking asshole lady director who made these fucking stupid ass comments. Get off our backs with the Daisy Ridley, this and that. So make sure Daisy Ridley does an interview tour now and get some sympathy, okay? Make sure that you get some sympathy. And I'm starting to see through some of this bullshit a little bit.
It could be.
It's weak sauce!
It could be also like, you get propelled into the biggest franchise. Some people aren't prepared for that. Like Harrison Ford was totally like ready and rearing for some big thing, Same thing with Carrie Fisher. She grew up having,
Mark Hamill adjusted just fine. I don't know one fucking actor in any of the Star Wars movies who didn't have a great time and have a great career because of it. You can include Billy D. Williams.
I mean, we could make the argument that Hayden and fucking what's his face?
Don't give me the little kid.
Not the little kid's life got ruined.
Yeah,
but no, the guy who played Jar Jar.
Oh, well, okay. Original trilogy. All right. The guy who played Jar Jar. Listen, Jar Jar. I like Jar Jar. He's fine.
I mean, they couldn't touch Liam Neeson because he was already an established star. Samuel L. Jackson doesn't give a shit. He was like.
Yeah, and he was
he wanted to be. He was like,
star too.
Yeah, he'd just been nominated for an Oscar. Natalie Portman was on her way up, regardless of whether she did Star Wars or not.
Oh, speaking of Natalie Portman, real quick, Mark Hamill finally got to meet his mother. Mark Hamill and Natalie Portman got to meet at the Golden Globes. Beautiful picture. I'll put Jared on the spot. Favorite Star Wars female character of all time. Let's go. And then I want a cage match because you haven't given us one in weeks and weeks and weeks.
Favorite?
Oops, played the wrong fucking song. That's on me. Minus fucking 50 points for me, Tom Cody.
I guess we have to
Joe
say
Dallas.
You have to say Yaddle. I have to say Yaddle, right?
No, I'm being serious.
I mean, I think it's pretty much. It would be Leia.
Leia.
Yeah.
Hard to beat Leia.
It really is.
I mean, as a kid, I think she might have actually been my first crush. I remember just thinking, this woman's so beautiful, and I would also follow her after Star Wars. I watched the Blues Brothers primarily because of Carrie Fisher, and then Muppet Show, Saturday Night Live, anything Carrie Fisher, I would be. So thanks a lot for taking my fucking thing.
Oh, fine. I'll say Bo-Katan. I like Katie Sackhoff a lot.
All right, I love Katie Sackhoff, and I'm actually a Bo-Katan fan as well. Was not a Bo-Katan hater in season 3 of The Mando. I thought some of that was ridiculous. I'm gonna give you one because I just rewatched the movie. You know, Jyn Erso was a really great character.
She was.
That Rogue One is such a great fucking movie.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
God damn it, it's a great movie. And she was great. Do you think there's any chance we could see her in Andor? I know that they don't know each other. So I'm not saying Jyn and Andor meet up. But for season 2 of Andor, could we see Jyn in any capacity? I know that she's probably at that point, she's just like a street urchin pickpocket.
No, because season 2 is supposed to lead right into it.
Yeah.
So I feel like...
I hope we do.
It's going to be them meeting.
As someone who rewatched Rogue One recently, I found myself saying... One of the best acting performances, male or female, in Star Wars was Jyn Erso. I stupidly don't know the actress's name. What's her name?
Oh, shit.
I suck. Who cares? Jyn Erso's great.
She is.
She's great.
You know what?
Quick.
All right, I got it.
Cage match.
We're going to put mine against yours. Bo-Katan versus Jyn Erso.
Jyn Erso. Good one. Good one. Does, Bo-Katan get all of her shit? Like, did she get to wear her Mando armor?
Yeah.
Bro. Bo-Katan is gonna fucking wipe the map!
I'm glad you agree with me for once.
I mean, what kind of fucking matchup is that?
It's a battle of wits.
It's like a fucking crazy... It's like a Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6 member taking on Oliver Twist.
No, she was raised by what's-his-face? Forrest Whitaker,
Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, she was raised by Saw Gerrera. She's knows how to be a fucking terrorist. She was raised by the Star Wars version of Osama bin Laden.
So then why don't you go with her?
Because I'm going with my chick, Bo-Katan.
Apparently Bo-Katan will kick Jyn Erso's ass.
Yeah.
And that will do it for us. Make sure you're subscribing to all of the shows of the Eastside Empire on youtube.com/EastsideDaveTV and patreon.com/EastsideDave for this show early. He's Jedi Jared. I'm Darth David. Good night, everybody.